Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for a Monday edition of the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I'm your host, Brady Vini, and do we have a jam-packed episode of SCSR for you folks here tonight? Really going to be a two-part live stream tonight. The first hour, of course, we are going to talk the latest news and stories in Pittsburgh sports related to the Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. And the second half, beginning at 7 o'clock, will be a watch-along for the 2025 NHL Draft Lottery. The Pittsburgh Penguins, currently the ninth best odds to nail the number one overall pick. Hopefully they do here tonight. 6 of you in here right now. Before we get started, if you are new here, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live again. Also, feel free to like and share this stream and comment in the live chat. I enjoy very, very much interacting with you fine folks who do so. Going to talk a lot here today. This is my first time live since Thursday last week. Been a hectic past couple of days for me. Haven't been on, was not on Friday, and going to talk about some absence time that I will be taking here soon. I will fill you guys in on that on tomorrow's stream, but we're going to get started here in a minute. Going to start with talking a little bit about the draft lottery here tonight. That will be on at 7 p.m. on ESPN. Like I just said, the Penguins tonight, like I said, currently the ninth best odds to nail the number one overall pick. That is a 9% or a 5% chance that they do so. Just looking at the current odds of getting the number one overall pick, the San Jose Sharks in first place right now with the best odds at 25.5% chance of getting it, followed by Chicago at 13.5%, Nashville in the 3 spot at 11.5%, and then in the single digit odd percentage number to get the number one overall pick, you have the Flyers, Philadelphia Flyers, number 4, Boston Bruins, number 5, Seattle Kraken, 6th, Buffalo Sabres, 7th, and the Anaheim Ducks are number 8. Some of the top prospects in this year's draft, really not necessarily an elite pool of prospects, but it's not one of the worser ones either. There's not, one blue chip generational once in a generation prospect in this year's draft. That will be next year when Gavin McKenna comes out of the draft. But this year, just looking at some of the top prospects available in this year's draft, some for the Pittsburgh Penguins to maybe take. Top prospect in this year's draft overall is defenseman Matthew Schaefer from the Erie Otters in the OHL. You also got Michael Misa from Saginaw, also in the OHL. Boston College center James Higgins. Brampton from the OHL right winger Porter Matone, and 2 international skaters that I will keep my eye on, because I know that Kyle Dubas, he went overseas during the Penguins season over to Sweden to watch these 2 prospects live in action, both from Djurgården in the Swedish Hockey League, center Anton Frondell and winger Victor Eklund. So again, that is coming up here at 7 p.m. here tonight. We are going to react live to the NHL Draft Lottery. Hopefully the Penguins can jump the 8 teams in front of them and get the number one overall pick. And hey, this has happened before. Bob Pompiani did post on Twitter today that when the Penguins won the draft lottery in 2005, the year that Sidney Crosby was drafted, they only had a 6.25% chance of getting that. And also, oddly enough, this one, just by seeing that the Anaheim Ducks have the 8th best odds, just ahead of the Penguins in this year's draft class. Of course, we all remember in the 2005 draft lottery, it came down to Pittsburgh and Anaheim to get the first overall pick for Sidney Crosby. So hopefully history gets to repeat itself 20 years later. The Penguins overcoming the odds here. Again, back then, 6.25% chance. This year, little less than that, a 5% chance of getting the first overall pick. Hopefully they can overcome the odds again and land that top spot here tonight. Real quick, while I am on the hockey topic, going to get into my second topic here today, and also it is related to Sidney Crosby, who I was just talking about. Crosby, yesterday, exciting news, he will be joining Team Canada in the IIHF National Men's World Tournament that will take place over in Sweden and Denmark, I believe, here starting later this week. Crosby, one of the, little bit of crop of NHL talent heading over there to compete in this international tournament. I think you're going to see Sid play in, those international tournaments, putting on the Team Canada crest as much as he can here with, who knows how much longer left in his career. So he is heading over there. As a matter of fact, I think I saw a picture of him getting over there to Sweden or Denmark, or at least he's with Team Canada in some way, shape, or form here today. I'm not sure if Team Canada has flown over there yet, but this will be Crosby's third time representing Team Canada at the World Championship, the first since he captured since he captained the team to gold in 2015. So Crosby going to be wearing Team Canada red again here. That tournament starts here on May 9th. Again, that will take place in Sweden and Denmark. It's a May 9th through May 25th tournament. The main venue will be Stockholm, Sweden, with additional games being held in Denmark. First slate of games coming up here on the 9th. Team Canada will not be in action. However, there are some interesting games going on. You have Sweden versus Slovakia and USA versus Denmark. So that should be fun to keep an eye and an ear on for the upcoming couple of weeks here. Also, Crosby, he is not heading alone with Team Canada to the World Championships. He will have some familiar faces with him. The first of the familiar faces, this also came, I believe, yesterday as well. Penguins prospect, top prospect, arguably, defenseman Harrison Brunick was a second-round pick in the NHL draft last year. He made Team Canada's roster for this World Championship tournament. Again, this World Championship tournament, it's not going to necessarily be as big as the Olympics or, maybe even the Four Nations face-off that just happened a couple of months ago. You're going to get some NHL prospects in this tournament. Just looking here at Team Canada's roster, you got Macklin Celebrini from the Sharks, Travis Konechny from the Flyers, Adam Fantilli, Ryan O'Reilly, Tyson Forster, and then you got some younger guys as well. You also have some prospects like Zach Boychuk and Carter George, who is going to be in this tournament as a goalie for Team Canada. But yes, Harrison Brunick, the top Penguins prospect, will be on Team Canada this year. Right now, they have him as a third pairing defenseman with Nicholas Bowden, who is another prospect for coming out of the draft or on an NHL team. But so Crosby, he gets to get some familiarity with one of the Penguins' top youngsters and maybe develop a little bit of chemistry. Who knows? I think Brunick might have a shot at making the team next year. Joining Crosby, this also yesterday, of course, Saturday night, you had the Colorado Avalanche. They got eliminated from the Stanley Cup Championship playoffs. They got eliminated by the Dallas Stars in comeback fashion. So Nathan McKinnon, he also is throwing his hat in the ring to join Team Canada. So Sid and Nate, the two Nova Scotia natives, the bestest of friends. They train together in the offseason. Now they get to play together in the offseason. Nate also was on the Four Nations Face-Off Canada team with Sid a couple of months ago. And this one, the latest player to be joining Team Canada just a couple of days ago, back on the 1st of the month, Minnesota Wild, they were eliminated from playoffs by the Vegas Golden Knights. With that brought an end to the NHL career of one Marc-Andre Fleury. Words cannot describe how I feel about Fleury, how we all feel about Fleury, spending a majority of his NHL career with the Penguins, winning 3 Stanley Cups. Was a crucial part in bringing those 3 cups. Gave us countless memories and just endless amounts of smiles to our face. So thank you, Flower, for all you did there. Congratulations on one hell of an NHL career that saw him win the Vezina Trophy in 2021, 3-time Stanley Cup champion, as I said, second all-time amongst goalies in wins with 575. Also played the second most games for a goalie in NHL history at 1,051. And, now heading into today, we all thought that we were just going to, be left here sitting waiting for, hopefully, it's not a guarantee, but hopefully waiting for Fleury to, us to get the tweet from Elliot Friedman or one of the other NHL insiders saying Marc-Andre Fleury has signed a 1-day contract with the Pittsburgh Penguins to retire as a Penguin. But that tweet's going to be held off for a little bit longer, as in his end of season media scrum today with the Wild, Fleury said he will join Team Canada for the first time in his career in the IIHF World Championships. That is, he will join Team Canada. So for the first time since he got picked up by Vegas in the expansion draft so many, many years ago, Fleury and Crosby teammates once again. Just unexpected news here today that I am very, very happy that I will get to see. Still rooting for Team USA in the IIHF tournament, but it's going to be hard not to root for Team Canada, Crosby, Harrison Brunick, and of course, Crosby and Fleury teammates once again. So just fantastic news right there. Glad to see Flower back with Sid, who they're not just, friends. They are family. They are brothers ever since they first became teammates back in 2005. So great news there. So again, May 9th through the 25th here, coming up, the IIHF World Championship will take place. Crosby, McKinnon, Fleury, Brunick, and Team Canada going over there. There'll be I guess you can also see this as maybe a warm-up before the Olympics here next year. 6 of you in here right now. Thank you all for joining me. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live or I post other content on this channel. Also, comment in the live section right now if you want to get any thoughts, opinions, or questions out. I'm happy to pop those up on the screen at a moment's notice. And also like and share this stream as well. Going to move relatively quickly here. We are about 45 minutes away from the draft lottery, which will take place on the TV screen here to my right on ESPN. Going to move things into a more gloomy topic here. And honestly, I'm kind of speechless, but I'm really not. What's there left to say? This past weekend, Pittsburgh Pirates, a home weekend series against the San Diego Padres, one of the tougher teams to come out of the West in the MLB. Bucks, to literally nobody's surprise, got swept in this game. Played game 1 of this weekend series Friday night. Mitch Keller was on the bump. That game, for the most part, was a disaster. Keller, 5 innings, gave up 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 of those earned. Walked once, only struck out 3, gave up a home run as well. The Padres just dominated that game. They finished that evening with 14 hits. They had their MLB best 16 game this season with 10 or more hits. The Pirates after that fell to 12 and 21. They're, of course, now after getting swept 12 and 23. Just overall, just a very depressing night. Another game where it's like you reach a point of no return. You can easily pick out one moment in the game where you see like, yep, that's it. That's the straw that broke the camel's back. There's no coming back for this, and you might as well shut it off and use your time more wisely. Going back now 2 days now to Saturday, that was a 4:05 game. Bailey Falter was on the bump. He went 7 innings, only gave up 2 hits, 1 run, struck out 6, walked 2. Solid outing there for Bailey Falter. However, 9th inning comes along. David Bednar, who since coming back up from AAA has been pretty solid. However, that wasn't the case on Saturday. Ground ball double to left field. Tatis, he gets a double out of that one. He then steals third base because David Bednar decided not to hold him. He was, not looking at Tatis whatsoever. So Tatis, he gets an easy steal of third. And then not too long after that, Bednar, self-inflicted wound, kind of par for the course this past weekend for the Bucks. Ball in the dirt. Doesn't get too far from home plate, but Tatis stealing a run, breaks as soon as he sees that ball hit the dirt and get a little bit away. He steals home, gets in there just before Joey Bart could apply the tag. Padres ended up holding on to win that game 2-1. Also, as if the Bednar not holding him on and then Tatis stealing home wasn't embarrassing enough. Bucks did get a base runner. O'Neal Cruz got on base. He has been on a tear recently. When he's not hitting the ball, he's getting on base a bunch with walks. Teams are visibly getting more and more scared of throwing to him, and with reason too. I mean, he's their only threatening bat in the lineup right now. No joke whatsoever there. But as if that, Tatis stealing home wasn't rough enough, Cruz gets on. Reynolds comes up here with 1 out. You're hoping Reynolds, maybe after a slow start to the season, he starts, turning it on here. New month of May. Maybe he, hits a new stride, lines it out right to the shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. O'Neal Cruz was taken off towards second off of contact, gets easily doubled off back at first base. And, just when you get something cooking, even if it's just a little, something there, Bucks find a way to ruin it. So game 2, they lost 2-1. Game 3 yesterday actually started off pretty decent. Andrew Heaney, through the first 2 batters, I believe he only pitched 7 pitches. Looked like it was going to be a quick inning for the Bucks. And then in the blink of an eye, Andrew Heaney, his what could possibly have been a single-digit pitch first inning turned into him throwing 30 pitches. Just a bad outing from him. He didn't last long. Of course, pitch count skyrocketed. Only pitched 3 2/3, gave up 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. And then just more poor fundamentals. There was at some point, a ground ball hit to Jared Triolo. Jared Triolo, out of all the infielders, their Gold Glove winner last year, ball gets hit to him at shortstop. He takes his good old time, looks the runner back at third, and his timing got thrown all off. Infield base hit was given up when it shouldn't have been. Just, more fundamental errors this weekend by the Bucks than I can remember at this point. Just terrible. Right now, the Bucks have lost 4 straight and 8 of their last 10. They're now 12 and 23 on the season. This is their worst start, or one of their worst starts yet in this, tenure of this current regime. Derek Shelton, Ben Cherington, all that. We're going to get into more of them, I'm sure, because, there's a lot to say about that. Fans are furious. a much different, situation than last year. They were 16-19 at this point, 35 games into the season last year, and things have just gone from bad to worse. Just looking at some of the reactions, and I agree with a bunch of them, and I share them. Just this team right now is completely and totally defeated. Body language is so poor. They're going out there, they're making the easiest plays look hard. Fundamental mistakes make you seem like either they have completely lost all common sense related to baseball, or they are intentionally, trying to get the manager, Derek Shelton, fired right now. And with good reason. I think that is a clubhouse that is lost and has lost all confidence in Derek Shelton, if there ever was any little bit to begin with. Just looking at some of the quotes here, Noah Hiles, who's a beat reporter for this Buccos from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, said on Saturday, everything going on with this organization should be a concern to the front office and really should be a concern inside and outside the organization. Just looking at some really ugly stats right now. The Pirates this year, they have hit into the most double plays this season by any MLB team. I said that earlier this weekend to myself, and there it was, confirmed there. How about this? This one might make you, want to puke here. The closer for the San Diego Padres, Robert Suarez, this year he has 13 saves. So the closer of the Padres has more saves than the Pirates do wins this year. But yeah, just I don't know what else can be said that already hasn't been said. Pirates not even 40 games into the year. Their worst start since 2006. They've been swept for 3 times now this season. I think they've been swept just as much, if not more, than they've won series this year. Year 6. Again, year 6 of this regime, this rebuild. Ben Cherington continues to, either not make moves at all, or the moves that he does make are, head scratching. Derek Shelton is way in over his head. Shouldn't have been given a contract extension when we got fooled by their 20-8 start from 2 years ago. He got a contract extension after that. We shouldn't have been fooled by that. He is overstayed his welcome at this point. It's just really depressing right now. Like, attendance reflects that too. I think it was another weekend of poor attendance. I want to say maybe yesterday's game they were up around 17,000, so a little bit better improvement in attendance. But Friday night, I believe it was anywhere between 10 and 12,000 in attendance for the opening game of the Padres series, which, Fridays in Pittsburgh, that's, one of the best nights out of the week that you can have a home game if you're the Pirates. Usually PNC Park is jumping, people kicking off their weekend, seeing some baseball. But this year, people are just sick of it. They're not going to games. Usually, me and my family, we have, 1, 2, 3 games, crossed or circled on the schedule as, possibilities of making the trek to Pittsburgh. And this year, we couldn't really care less. Just, it's so bad. I literally don't know what to say. Really wrapping up the weekend perfectly. Dejan Kovacic of DK Pittsburgh Sports, he came out with a column today about the Pirates and about general manager Ben Cherington and a veteran scout in the MLB. This is from 93.7 The Fan, Andrew Filipponi today. One of the quotes, the comments on this article, that Ben Cherington wouldn't recognize Mickey Mantle from Mickey Mouse. Obviously a joke there, but that's what this team is right now. They're a joke. They're a laughing stock. They're abysmal, and they're embarrassing right now. So really the only exciting thing that happened at that park this past weekend saw that Will Howard and Jack Sawyer, two of the newest Pittsburgh Steelers, fourth and sixth round selections in the draft a couple of weeks ago, they were in attendance for yesterday's game. And also there was a fight in the concourse that I saw a video of. That was more entertaining than watching the on-field product. And, as with the state of what the Bucs are in right now, fire Derek Shelton, but that isn't going to change much. You can fire Ben Cherington, but again, you're changing a little, but not a whole lot. The main problem is ownership, and it's Bob Nutting. Sell the team, Bob. Ben, never make another trade or draft another player. Ben Cherington right now should be fired before the draft here later this summer because, again, going back to, I believe, the last series, at one point, not a single player in the starting lineup was drafted by Ben Cherington. The only decent hitter that he's drafted was Nick Gonzalez, and he's on IR right now. You're waiting for him to come back. And Spencer Horwitz, first baseman, arguably their biggest acquisition this offseason. He's on the way back, but how much is he going to help? Not a whole lot, maybe a little bit, but just embarrassing. Bucs are in action again tonight. They're going to start a new series in St. Louis. That's a 7:45 start against the Cardinals. O'Neal Cruz, Brian Reynolds, Andrew McCutchen, Joey Bart, Emmanuel Valdez, Ke'Bryan Hayes, and of course the ugly bottom three of the lineup, Adam Frazier, Tommy Pham, and Jared Triolo, round out the starting 9 here tonight. Carmen Mlodzinski will be on the mound. He'll probably, per usual, get through 3 or 4 innings, go through the lineup once or twice, and then start to get hit afterwards because I'm saying this again, echoing the sentiment of many fans. Carmen Mlodzinski, as much as you want to give him the leeway here, see what he's got as a starting pitcher, he is what he is here at the major league level. He's a long-term relief pitcher. He'll buzz through the lineup once and then start to get hit around after that. So probably see more of that tonight in what will be a losing effort for the Bucs. Do want to hit, though, before I move on to my next segment here, some roster moves that the Bucs made this past weekend. Back on Friday, they recalled shortstop Liover Peguero from AAA Indianapolis and optioned right-handed relief pitcher Hunter Stratton down to AAA. Reason why Peguero got called up, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, he was dealing with some lower body stuff, according to Pirates manager Derek Shelton. Can't even get a straight answer from him on an injury to one of his players. So IKF, he's sidelined for the time being. They wanted to call up Peguero to sort of be a depth piece behind Jared Triolo and Adam Frazier. For now, really, he should be in the starting lineup because, probably going to be a better bat than both of those two combined. Dennis Santana returned to the team on Saturday and officially got activated from the bereavement list yesterday. Hunter Stratton, who I said got sent down, he was on the roster in place of Santana. So Santana came back from bereavement. Right-handed relief pitcher Kyle Nicholas got sent down to AAA, probably for the best for him. Was shocked that he didn't make the opening day roster out of training camp, and then came up here, struggled. Now he's got to go back down to AAA and find his stuff again. And the last bit of roster news, IKF, he was placed on the 10-day IL with that lower body issue. It's a right hamstring strain. Later details confirmed. Tanner Rainey was recalled from AAA Indianapolis. Haven't seen him yet in a game. Also, Justin Lawrence, right-handed relief pitcher who they picked up this offseason from Colorado, been pretty decent for the Bucks. He got transferred from the 15-day IL to the 60-day IL to make room for Rainey. So that's all that's going on in Bucko land. Probably going to turn on the draft lottery, and then turn on the Bucks game not too long after that. Again, that's a 7:45 first pitch against the Redbirds. Looking forward to another ugly series. And you want to call me pessimistic, show some rah-rah, show some whatever, some maybe optimism or hope for the Bucks, just till they show me otherwise. I am going to be delivering you Pirates news in this same sullen and downhearted tone of voice that you currently find me in. Let me crank up the mood here. Actually, we're going to move back into some Pittsburgh Steelers talk. Really, as a fan here, I am fans. We get excited for this kind of stuff, and we don't know why. Maybe it's to plan whose jersey we are going to buy first. The rookies in this year's draft class for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they had their numbers released here today. Just looking at some of the numbers here, of course, first round pick Derek Harmon. We saw what number he took about a week ago now. He took number 99, last worn by Larry Ogunjobi. Before him, Brett Kiesel. So will wear number 99. Second round pick running back Caleb Johnson from Iowa. He will wear number 20. That was worn by Cam Sutton last year. Good number for Caleb Johnson. I like seeing that for him. So you got 20, 30, and 21 in the backfield. Johnson, Jalen Warren, and Kenneth Gainwell. Still don't understand why they currently have Cordero Patterson on the roster. Wonder if he'll be a cut before not too long. Fourth round pick, Jack Sawyer, Ohio State. Buckeye, he gets to keep his number from Ohio State. He will wear number 33. I believe that was last worn off the top of my head. Thinking maybe a Aaron Champlin. Before that, Trey Edmonds, something like that. So Jack Sawyer, he gets to wear 33 still. Fifth round pick, Y.A. Black. It's going to be a struggle for me here for the next little while, seeing his name, not to call him Yaha Black, but it is pronounced Y.A., even though it's spelled out Y-A-H-Y-A. It is Y.A. Black, not Yaha Black. He will wear number 78. Take that number over from James Daniels, who, of course, did not play much last year on the offensive line after tearing his Achilles. Will Howard, sixth round pick. I have a feeling this is going to be one of the more popular jerseys to fly off the rack from the Pittsburgh Steelers Pro Shop. He will continue to wear number 18 like he wore at Ohio State. So Sawyer and Howard, the two national champions, get to keep their numbers that they wore with the Buckeyes. And then seventh round picks, Carson Bruner, linebacker from Washington, and Dante Kent, corner and punt returner from Central Michigan. Bruner will wear number 44. Nice, solid special teams number for him. That was worn by Tyler Matakevich last year, who, of course, did not get re-signed by the team. So Bruner will wear number 44. Dante Kent will wear Bruner will wear number 44. Kent will wear number 34. That was, who was that last worn by? Wasn't Terrell Edmonds, who wore 34 last year. I'm drawing a blank on that one. But anyways, so those are the numbers for the Steelers draft picks. The undrafted free agent jersey numbers that the Steelers picked up Sebastian Castro, safety from Iowa, solid player who I think will be a sleeper to make the team as maybe their fourth safety and a core special teamer. He will wear number 29 to start out the rookie mini camp here coming up in a couple of days. And really, he's going to wear number 29 under some unfortunate circumstances. The last player on the Steelers to wear number 29 was safety Ryan Watts, who, if you were with me for my live streams last week, had to retire due to medical issues with his neck. Also wearing number 29, Pitt kicker Ben Sauls. Better call Sauls. Again, still on cloud 50 here as a Pitt alumni and a Pitt fan, that he is on the Steelers now. Probably not going to make the team. Will be very lucky to remain on the Steelers practice squad. Not because I don't think he's going to make the practice squad, but just because I think he is that damn good. I'm shocked that he's still with the Steelers. Thought he would have been drafted. He will wear number 29 as well. Tight end J.J. Galbraith from South Dakota. He will wear number 87. Wide receiver Rock Taylor will wear number 81. Another sleepy undrafted free agent pick to possibly make some noise this preseason and make the team as the fifth or sixth wide receiver. Rock Taylor out of Memphis. Number 81, DJ Thomas Jones. He will wear number 48. Aiden Williams, a offensive lineman. He will wear number 71. And the last one that I have here thus far, Keyshawn Williams, wide receiver from Indiana, will wear number 85. So those are the rookie numbers for your newest Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, Derek Harmon, sure, handful of people will buy his jersey. Caleb Johnson, think he'll be a popular jersey to buy. Same with Jack Sawyer and Will Howard. So those are the numbers for your newest Pittsburgh Steelers. Gonna take a quick break here and get a drink. Now we are a little over 20 minutes away from the 2025 NHL Draft Lottery. I think they're doing it a little bit differently this year. In the past couple of years, minus the Draft Lottery for when the COVID pandemic was ongoing. I believe that was the year Alexi Lafreniere came out of the draft and got taken first overall by the New York Rangers. Instead of, doing the cards this year where, it's not Gary Bettman, it's, some member of the NHL, commission board comes out there with a stack of, signs and, will say, pop up the sign saying this team has this pick. I think they're actually doing it with the lottery balls this year. So they're going to see the balls come up out of the machine. You'll see them pick them up out, show the logo on the ping pong ball, and go from there. Just real quick, gonna take a stroll through Twitter, see if there's any other ongoing news stories before we get into the hodgepodge list of news here. We do have one here. I'm going to say that in the first segment here coming up. Gonna read that off to you here in a minute. Some very, very good news indeed. All right, so not seeing anything here. So now we are going to get into the sort of loose filling stories that I have that I won't hopefully dive too much into. Let's start here with some good news, ladies and gentlemen. So we all remember last week, very, very scary incident took place at PNC Park. a fan, 20-year-old fan, fell from the right field seats from the top of the Clemente wall, fell 21 feet onto the field, and it was a very, very scary situation here. Still struggling to talk about it. But that fan, 20-year-old fan, fell 21 feet, landed head and neck first onto the warning track in right field. Was taken to the hospital with very, very serious injuries, a skull fracture among the injuries, and that fan was listed in critical condition. We have since gotten an update. So this is from an Instagram post by the 21-year-old fan's girlfriend, saying that he is awake and continuing to work towards making his body stronger each day. At this time, he needs rest, peace, prayers, privacy, and all the positive thoughts and energy you can send as he continues his journey. We are deeply grateful for the incredible support, care, and strength of the community standing with us. That was from the girlfriend of the fan who fell on Instagram. Also, a GoFundMe page has been created. This is from Saturday. As of Saturday, there was a little under $25,000 raised for medical expenses and all that to give this fan the proper treatment and care that he needs. Another update posted on that GoFundMe here was that the fan was awake, alert, and able to speak. So good news there. Now, I was planning on just sticking with reading those two updates right there, but we have actually gotten a new one. This was just 30. Hang on here. This was just 46 minutes ago. A new update from the right field wall last week. The fan took his first steps today. It is a slow process, but seeing him up and moving was a huge win and definitely lifted everyone's spirits. He still has a long way to go. He's dealing with a broken neck, clavicle, and back, so there are plenty of obstacles ahead, but he's showing real strength, and we're staying hopeful for a smooth recovery. This will also require plenty of rest and following instructions from great doctors, nurses, and staff at the hospital. That's from the family of the fan who fell. So much great news. That update, I believe, was also on his GoFundMe page. So I'm sure it won't be hard to find if those of you watching want to go make a donate. So good news there that that young man is up and moving and walking around, able to speak and be alert. Very, very great news, and by the grace of God, he is able to do that, thankfully, after that scary incident, which took a whole ballpark silent in an instant. So that is very, very good news there. Gonna things back up here again. We're gonna move back into the hockey world. This news came Friday. Elliot Friedman early Friday morning said the New York Rangers make Mike Sullivan's hire official in the next few minutes, as reported the previous night by a Rangers beat reporter. No shock there. Sullivan was eventually hired that afternoon as the 38th head coach in New York Rangers history. The Rangers posted a quote from their general manager, Chris Drury, who has ties to Mike Sullivan going back to Boston University, where they both are from. Mike Sullivan has established himself as one of the premier head coaches in the NHL, given his numerous accomplishments throughout his coaching career, including 2 Stanley Cups and leading Team USA at the international level. Mike brings a championship level presence behind the bench. I've gotten to know Mike very well over the years, including as teammates in the 1997 World Championships, when he coached me as a player in New York, and through our shared time working together with USA Hockey. As we begin this process, and Mike became an available option for us to with, it was immediately clear that he was the best coach to lead our team. Again, really no shock whatsoever. We all knew that this was coming ever since he got let go of by the Pens. I'm almost certain that Sully had this, in his back pocket once he met with Kyle Dubas. It seemed that, a mutual parting of ways, as they framed it, was more likely than not. And I bet you Sullivan had that lined up. He knew he had a job before he even lost his previous one. So Mike Sullivan, officially the newest head coach for one of the Penguins' most hated division rivals in the New York Rangers. Also, interestingly enough, I believe another candidate for that job was John Tortorella, the former Flyers head coach, who also coached the Rangers years ago. And there was also, speculations that could he be on Sullivan's coaching staff as an assistant, just like from the Four Nations face-off. But it turned out from Emily Kaplan of ESPN that will not be happening. So Sullivan, the newest head coach of the Rangers. Penguins will see him 4 times a year at least, barring both teams meeting in the playoffs, maybe next year. Sullivan's contract, also from Kaplan, it is a 5-year deal, and it will be one of the highest annual salaries ever given to a coach in NHL history. It is the highest, not one of the highest. It is the highest. So, yep, that just wanted to get that out there. Some unsurprising news there. Gonna bounce all around here with these news stories. Back to football here. Jeremy Fowler, one of the better NFL insiders out there right now, amongst your Ian Rappaports and Adam Schefters of the world. He was on Friday, and he said that there was indeed a little bit of smoke going on at the draft about Pickens possibly getting traded. One of those teams that he was heavily linked to was the Dallas Cowboys. But Fowler said that he was told that Pickens, in the end, wants to be in Pittsburgh. He loves Mike Tomlin and wants to be a part of things in Pittsburgh. So, no doubt in anybody's mind now that the Steelers, they were listening and maybe even calling teams seeking a trade for George Pickens. But Pickens, in the end, showed a good sign of what hopefully will be his production and attitude for this upcoming season, saying that he wants to stay in Pittsburgh, continue playing for Mike Tomlin. Hopefully that is, like I just said, a positive sign for him. He just saw a guy who's of a similar body profile, who does similar things to him on the field, come into the team and get a contract similar to what I'm sure George Pickens is going to want to command. That, of course, being DK Metcalf and the 5-year, $150 million deal that he got in a sign-and-trade with the Steelers. So hopefully Pickens will see that, put his head down, work hard this upcoming season, keep his emotions and feelings in check, and put on a hell of a show. And he'll have a prime opportunity to do so with an equal teammate of his in Metcalf, who I'm sure will be taking equal, if not more, attention than Pickens. Also, Jeremy Fowler on ESPN said that Aaron Rodgers, the that all signs are continuing to point towards Rodgers signing with the Steelers at some point. There have been countless reports like that this upcoming weekend. When Rodgers is going to sign is only people know the answer. That's him and God. So we're continuing to wait for Aaron Rodgers to sign with the Steelers. Still more likely than not that happens. Going back to the draft last week, Art Rooney II was on Steelers radio saying that he expects Rodgers still to sign with the Steelers. There have been other reports saying that Rodgers continues to remain in somewhat constant communication with Mike Tomlin. So we'll see how things develop there. Back to baseball here and the Pirates. Another roster move that I did not mention earlier in the stream here. Some exciting movement up the prospect ranks for one of the Pirates' best young pitchers. That is Hunter Barco. He is a left-handed pitcher who started the year with Double-A Altoona. He got promoted to Triple Indianapolis over the weekend. Barco this year, 6 games played, a 1-0 record. In 25 2/3 innings pitched, he has struck out 34, had a whip of just 0.70, and has not given up a single earned run this year. A 0 across the board ERA. Of course, reading that stat line is very, very impressive and strong grounds for him to get called up. Pitched on Saturday, went 5 scoreless there. So that is a Altoona curve record also to start the year. 25 2/3 innings pitched without giving up a single earned run. That is a Altoona curve record. Barco was also named the Eastern League Pitcher of the Month in Double-A in the month of April. 20 2/3 innings pitched, only gave up 9 hits and struck out 30 in 20 2/3 innings pitched. So extremely impressive. Barco now is going to be joining a loaded Triple-A Indianapolis Indian pitching staff with Bubba Chandler, Braxton Ashcraft is there, Thomas Harrington is there. So hopefully Barco, as much as I like how our Triple-A rotation is looking, hopefully him getting bumped up from Double-A Altoona will bump up Bubba Chandler to the big leagues here before too long. Speaking of Pirates prospects, this is from Friday. Francis Romero, who is a baseball reporter for the Baseball Writers Association of America. He covers all of the Dominican and all the Dominican signings and whatnot. He reported on Friday that Brazilian right-handed pitcher Juan Carlos Muniz Jr. officially signed with the Pirates. 17-year-old from Marilla, son of Cuban-born Juan Carlos Muniz, who was a great player who represented Brazil in the 2013 World Baseball Classic. So the Bucks, they get another international prospect, a decent one at that, locked up. 17-year-old right-handed pitcher throwing 91 to 93 miles an hour on his fastball right now. Also signed a $10,000 bonus deal to come to Pittsburgh. Switching back over to football here in a second to get things moving here real quick. Greg Popovich, who was the head coach for the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA. Greg Popovich, 29 years as the head coach for the Spurs. He stepped down recently to become team president. With Popovich stepping down after 29 years of head coaching in San Antonio, Mike Tomlin is now the longest tenured head coach in American pro sports at 18 years and counting. And I'm sure he will be getting much more, here, especially if things go well with the Steelers this upcoming season with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. So that's a loose story there. Speaking of the Steelers and a player who will be playing for now the longest tenured coach in American professional sports, Devin Jackson from the Inquirer gave a very good quote here on new quarterback Will Howard. He said that shortly after Will Howard was drafted by the Steelers in the 6th round, he called Steelers quarterback coach Tom Arth and asked him to send over the playbook for the Steelers to start studying immediately. Arth responded, "Hey, we were going to give you the weekend off, but this is why we drafted you, because it's the kind of worker you are." Again, even though he's a 6th round pick and we can expect him to, not do too much in his career besides be a backup in the NFL, that's just, again, gives you so much more hope for the future here, with Will Howard. He's got the tools. He's got the build for the position. He looks the part. He acts the part there clearly with his leadership and also asking for the playbook. Now, can he go out there and do it? Only time will tell, but exciting things there. Something that is some news that is not exciting. As a matter of fact, it is very, very bad. Former Steelers linebacker Devin Bush, he was in Pittsburgh over the weekend, and I'm not sure if he still lives there or not in the offseason. Of course, he got drafted by Pittsburgh, and that's the team that he spent the first 4 years of his career with. So maybe he still has a house there. He is a current member of the Cleveland Browns. Believe just signed a new contract there. But he is in trouble as he was arrested yesterday with assault and harassment charges at 26 years old. So some bad news there for the former Steelers first-round pick and current Cleveland Brown. Just a off-season of, unluckiness and bad decisions by the Browns all the way around. However, not going to end Steelers news on that. Going to end it on a more brighter note. Congratulations is in order to Steelers starting right guard Mason McCormick, who was a 5th-round pick 2 years ago. He got engaged to his now fiance Addison over the weekend. So congratulations to Mason McCormick. Moving back into some Penguins news here, they signed the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Penguins. That is, they signed forward Ravis Ansons to a 1-year contract to return to the team last year. He was he only played 9 games last year, I believe, got hit with the injury bug pretty well. One of his teammates, Boris Cook, spent the year down in the AHL. He recently got called to the stand to testify in a ugly case right now regarding the 2018 Canada World Junior Hockey Team. 5 players. This has been ongoing for a couple of years now. 5 players from that 2018 World Junior team for Canada. They are in a whole lot of trouble with the case right now. If you want to go look into it on your own volition, by all means. Tkachuk got called there on Friday to testify. Not sure what all he said there, but felt noteworthy. And the last bit of news that I want to get out of the way here, this just a couple of hours ago now, the Baltimore Ravens have released kicker Justin Tucker. The Ravens, they drafted a kicker, Tyler Loop, in the draft this year, and Tucker, who struggled last year with the Ravens, really regressed on the field after being thought of as one of, if not the best kicker in the NFL for the past decade or so, as well as some off the field issues, 2016 or 2012 to 2016. Multiple massage therapists have come out accusing him of inappropriate behavior. So couple that with his off the field play and with his off the field issues with his on the field play, and the Ravens drafting a kicker. Justin Tucker is now a free agent. So with that is that's it for all the news. And now the draft lottery is getting underway here to my right. So don't really have any graphics for this. I guess I can hit the breaking news one. And the 2025 NHL Draft Lottery is on their way. So going to keep one ear on here, one ear off here, so I can listen to the TV. Again, just a recap from the beginning of the show. The Penguins currently sit with the 9th best odds to get the first overall pick this year, a 5% chance overall. They've been in this situation before and have landed the first overall pick. Got to look back to probably, you can argue whether it's him or Lemieux, probably the best, most franchise-altering draft pick in NHL history. When they selected Sidney Crosby in 2005, that is when they last won the draft lottery. Here's John Buchagroff there with the ball machine there. Again, they are doing this differently than years past. Past couple of years, they've just brought out a member of the NHL commission who has flipped up some signs there to show you who is picking where. But, they are looking here to... looking here at the odds. Again, the Sharks with a 25.5% chance to land the first overall pick. An 18.5% chance at being in the top 3 overall. Penguins, I believe there I saw they are surrounded by quite a bit of Metropolitan Division teams. Let me go back here to the draft lottery odds. The Pens, they are surrounded. Flyers up at 4th, but the Pens, Islanders, and Rangers, 9 through 11, are in the hunt with a 5% to 3% chance of getting the first overall pick. Of getting into the top 3, I should say. And how about this? We do have a Zoom going on here. There is Kyle Dubas right there in the screen there. They sort of got a 4x4 Zoom stream set up here with all the teams in the running here tonight. Showed Kyle Dubas there. He was in the first column, row down. Also showing some draft parties here. That's the San Jose Sharks draft party. Looks like we got a Seattle Kraken party as well, and not sure what team that is there. Probably the Blackhawks, if I had to guess. There's Kevin Weeks, NHL Insider. And there's maybe we're going to get the first couple of selections off of the board here. So I still have these graphics from the draft, the NFL draft. Maybe I can use them here, I guess. Screw it. I'm using it here. I guess I'll save these for when the NHL draft rolls around here in a little bit. I'll save these graphics for then. There's the Calder Trophy given to the Rookie of the Year in the NHL. Macklin Celebrini, Lane Hudson, and Dustin Wolf are the finalists for the Calder this year. Probably, if I had to guess, going to be Celebrini, 63 points, 25 goals, 38 assists. Lane Hudson, defenseman for the Canadians, he's got 66 points, but 60 of those were assists. And now we are going over some of the top prospects here. James Higgins from Boston College getting shown there. Looks to be one of the more NHL-ready prospects in this draft class. Michael Misa there, they're showing from the Saginaw Spirits in the OHL. Let me do this real quick. Here we go. And now we are just talking to prospects on the screen over there. So see what's Twitter got going on here, waiting for some of these picks to roll in. Looking here for more news. There is the video of the fight at PNC Park. It's made its way from Instagram, where I first saw it, over to Twitter now. It's a newer angle, too. And KDKA covered it. Again, probably the most blood-pumping thing to happen at PNC Park this past week. 10 of you in here right now. Welcome to my live reaction here to the 2025 NHL Draft Lottery. Hopefully, the Pittsburgh Penguins going to beat the odds once again. 2005. They had a 6.25% chance of getting the first overall pick. They got it. They took Sidney Crosby. This year, the 9th best odds, a 5% chance of getting the first overall pick, or a 5% chance, yes, of getting the first overall pick. And 20 years later, jumping up again to get the first overall pick. Not really a once-in-a-generation prospect this time around. There's no Connor Bedard or Connor McDavid, Macklin Celebrini, anything of that sort. So be interested to see what happens there. Looks like we might be getting our first couple of picks here. And They have the ping pong balls in the case there. They're about to take them out. 12 of you in here right now. Welcome to the stream and my reaction to the 2025 NHL Draft Lottery. If you are new here, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I am live like this again, whether it's just talking plain Pittsburgh sports news or, coming live for things like this. There's the number 1 ball going in, number 2, and so on and so forth. So subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. Also, feel free to comment in the live chat right now. I enjoy interacting with you fine folks, whether you're a fan of the Pittsburgh sports teams or you're a fan of another team. I'm always, willing to pop up your comments here on stream and get some back and forth going. Also, like and share this stream as well. There's the number 8 ping pong ball and number 9. 16 ping pong balls going in. There's number 12. Again, this is pretty new. So 14 ping pong balls there. Never mind, did not put in 16. Again, they are doing this new. They are actually doing the ball machine with the vacuum that sucks the ball up to the top here. First time they've done this on TV since the 2020 draft during COVID. And before that, who knows when. They've just done the cards for the past couple of years. There's the machine going. So I believe they had a 30-second timer going, 15, 14, 13. Once that timer hits 0, I believe they are going to have the first ball come up. Again, I'm going to actually take off my ears here so I can hear this better without having my mic pick up the TV sound. The first ball is number 7. So I'm a little confused as to how this is going. The Penguins are improved now. The Calgary Flames have been crossed off the list, I think, of getting into the top 3. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ball number 2 is ball number 11. So 7 and 11. Wow, it is knocked off the board significantly. Calgary, Vancouver, Utah, Columbus, Detroit, they are out of the running for the first overall pick now. Pittsburgh, their live odds have diminished to 3. GMs are looking on. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ball number 3, it is number 12. And that crosses off New York. So the Rangers, they're out of the running. Pittsburgh. Wow, the Penguins' odds have jumped up significantly. Nashville, Boston, and Anaheim, they have also been crossed off. Okay, so Penguins are in it. They need ball number 1 or 10 to get the draft lottery. Here we go. Here we go. Flyers, they need 4 or 6. San Jose needs number 8. Chicago needs number 9 or 14. Oh my goodness. The Penguins are still alive. Let me go here, see if there is a live up tracker I can keep track of this. They are going to commercial break here. The Penguins are still alive to get the first overall pick. Their odds went from number 3 to their odds went from 3% to 18.2%, same as the Islanders, who are right behind them. Here we go. They still have the ball machine going there on the left of the screen. They're doing a picture-in-picture commercial break. So we have not yet seen where these teams will be picking exactly, but the Penguins, they need ball number 1 or number 10 here to hit the lottery. Heading into this, the Penguins had just 5%. Now they are up to 18.2%. The odds of the teams left have gone up. You saw teams, I believe, like the Bruins, the Ducks, Calgary, Vancouver, Utah, the Rangers, the Red Wings, the Blue Jackets, I think. Those were the teams that were crossed off the list here. Oh boy, here we go. 1 minute, 5 seconds till they're back from commercial. We've had no messing around with the ball machine there. Again, I think there will still be people out there who will say it's rigged. They weighed the balls differently and whatnot. Who knows? But waiting here for maybe the Penguins to hit the lottery and get the first overall pick. Again, we are looking for ball 1 or 10. I'm sure they will recap this when they get back from commercial here in 20 seconds. Nervous. Again, let's just go over real quick some of the prospects here. James Higgins, Matthew Schaefer, Michael Misa, Jake O'Brien, Porter Martorn. There's Kyle Dubas there, still on the screen, still alive. Anton Frondell, Victor Eklund. Here we go. Oh, boy. 1 in 10. Here we go. 30 seconds here before a possible franchise changing event will occur. Kyle Dubas, cool, calm, collected in the middle of the screen near the bottom there. 10 seconds left. Here we go. 1 or 10 are the balls that need to be drawn. 3, 2, 1. And it is not. It is ball number 13. And with the first overall pick in the 2025 NHL Draft, And the Islanders will get the first overall pick. Unbelievable. They were right behind the Penguins in terms of odds. I had a feeling that it was going to be either the Penguins or someone that you hated to see it. And the Isles will get the first overall pick. Wow. So now we are on to the drawing for the second overall pick. Yes, they can. They are about to start that drawing there. Garrett, welcome. They are about to begin the drawing for the second overall pick now. The Penguins do not get the first overall pick. As a matter of fact, it is their division rival in the New York Islanders. Again, I said that this draft class, it's really about it's really a quantity over quality draft. So there's not really there's not one singular player above the rest who will be a generational changing superstar. Ball number 1 has been drawn over here on the right of the screen. Who did that knock out? I guess they aren't showing there. Would be thrilled with Misa at 2. Yeah. Again, number 2 would still be in play. I think Matthew Schaefer, the defenseman from Erie, would be the first overall pick at this point, but I'm not necessarily sure that the Penguins would go with a defensive draft prospect. They got Harrison Brunick, Finn Harding, Emil Pianiemi, so some solid prospects there. Number 5, ball number 5 was the second pick here. Again, I'm focusing on 2 little boxes here on the right side of the screen. They're talking with the New York Islanders owner there. So I can't see if how the odds have changed or who it got knocked out. Ball number 1 and number 5 have been picked. Here we go, looking for another ball here. It is ball number 12. So ball number 12 has been drawn. 1, 5, and 12. I don't see what are the newest odds or who got knocked out. I don't know if the Penguins are still in the running right now for the second overall pick. They're talking Kevin Weeks and John Buccigross about the Islanders. I think they're going to end up taking Matthew Schaefer, pair him with Noah Dobson, have a nice 1-2 punch on the on their defense. Penguins did get knocked out, so they will not be getting the second overall pick. The Penguins, Rangers, Red Wings, Blue Jackets, Canucks, Sabres, Kraken, Ducks, Flyers, they've been knocked out. Utah and Calgary, they're the longest odds here at 14 and 16 to get the number 2 overall pick. Utah needs ball number 3. Calgary needs ball number 2. The Sharks in Chicago are still alive. They came into this as the best odds to get the first overall pick. 30-second timer has started again. Who's going to get the second overall pick? The Sharks, they have 4 balls that they could have here to get the second overall pick. I think it was 2, 6, 8, and 11. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And It is ball number 3, and is that the Utah Hockey Club? I forget the numbers. I'm bad at remembering these numbers. Is that Utah? So Utah, they will get the number 4 overall pick. So they don't get the 2nd overall pick. They get the 4. And San Jose is now in the 2. I'm confused as all hell about these draft lottery rules. Well, they're celebrating like they got the 1st overall pick there at the Sharks watch party. That is at the SAP Center. Is that in the Sharks locker room? I'm unsure. So San Jose, they will pick 2nd. Utah will pick 4th. We are going to get the 3rd overall selection here coming up, and then I think we'll get the rest of the draft order after that. Let's go here, see how Twitter's reacting to Winnipeg here getting the see how everybody's reacting to the Islanders getting the 1st overall pick. Penguins posted 6 minutes ago the eye emoji. Yeah, but we didn't get it. They're showing maybe instead of taking Matthew Schaefer, maybe the Islanders can take James Higgins from Boston College. There's a picture of him floating out there now of him wearing an Islanders jersey as a kid. At least I'm not alone. Bob Hompiani from KDKA. Could the NHL make this any more complicated? At this point, just bring back the cards, dude. Cards were much easier to follow. Like, I can't tell what the hell is going on anymore over here. The Islanders won the top pick. See, everybody on Twitter right now I'm seeing is they don't understand what the hell is happening. Trying to figure out how the draft lottery works. Just make up the rules as you go if you don't like what's happening. I think that's what Bedman's saying during these commercial breaks. Yeah, everybody's confused as hell. So am I. The only thing that sucks here, unless the Penguins, if they're even still in consideration for the damn 3rd overall pick, be a very disappointing if after the season they had, they don't get a pick better than 9 where they were slated heading into this. But hey, maybe they'll get the Rangers other 1st round pick. The Rangers could say, hey, we will, concede the condition on the pick that got traded to you, which is top 13 protected. Who knows? Or the Rangers will hold on to it and give the Penguins their 1st next year without any conditions. Holy hell, is this the longest commercial break ever? On the guide, it said that this was going to be from 7 to 8. At this point, I hope they don't carry it out too much here. If the Penguins don't get it, I might just log off after that before the Bucks start here in 15 minutes. There's I think that was Sergei Bobrovsky getting ready here. The the Panthers and Leafs are getting ready to kick off the second round of Stanley Cup playoff action. And the Penguins will be picking 11th. So here's the rest of the order. The Penguins will pick 11th, and the Rangers will pick 12th. So very interesting. I wonder if the Rangers concede that pick at all. If they do, the Penguins will have back-to-back first-round picks. Wow. Philly will pick 6th, just looking at all the Metropolitan Division rivals. The Rangers pick after the Penguins. Columbus picks 14th. Looking at some other Eastern Conference rivals, Boston picks 7th. Buffalo will pick 9th. So, And I think that's going to be it. So, yeah, the Penguins will pick 11th. They started at 9 and they dropped down 2 spots. It was more likely that was going to happen than not. Came so close to getting the first overall pick, but the Islanders right behind them swooped in and stole it right from under their noses, passing them by. So Penguins pick 11th, possibly could pick 12th as well if the Rangers concede their pick. I doubt it, though. I think they will just stick and pick there and not have their division rival pick back to back. But I guess I read only a half-hour show. So with that, I think I'm going to wrap things up there. Thank you all for joining me here this fine evening. I appreciate it very, very much for sticking with me a little longer than usual. Stayed live to watch the Draft Lottery live. Appreciate it very, very much. Like, share, and comment on this stream. Also subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Join me back here tomorrow between 5 and 6 o'clock. I will have some more news, some more Pittsburgh news for you guys. Then also some personal news to tell you guys about. But I will save that for tomorrow. Thanks for joining me tonight, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Have a good evening, guys. Peace.